All right, so we were doing arts and crafts earlier. I got glitter on my face, but I want to touch on something real quick because there's a scripture that for many decades and probably hundreds of years that has been misinterpreted, and it happened today in church, and I had to touch on this. And the scripture is that people take out of context is "come as you are." People love to say this: "Come as you are." Oh, you don't have to be any certain kind of way. Just come to church as you are. That scripture does not have anything to do with wardrobe. Let's touch on that. It does not have anything to do with wardrobe. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is because there was a woman in church, stood up, was talking to the pastor during sermon. They were doing an object lesson, and what she was saying was spot on. What she was doing was spot on. But what she wore, I'm like, that should not be a church outfit. She had on this very tight dress, and I understand that women have curves, but the thing that made the tight dress bad is that she had no bra on, number one. So you could see her nipples sticking through. I'm just going to keep it real. You can see her nipples sticking through her shirt, and both nipples were pierced. Now, I'm a guy, like I said the other day, I'm a guy. There's no Bible says where I can't look. It says, Bible says, do not lust after the things of the flesh. Do not lust after women. But I'm a guy, and this is how I noticed it. Tight dress. The dress was a light blue. So not only do you see nipples, but you see the bars. You see the piercings on both sides in church, standing up doing a presentation. Now, I had a man, which we all fall short of the glory, scripture says, slipped and been lusting, which I'm sure probably somebody in there was. God forbid somebody did, but I'm sure there was. She had to know before she left the house that this is what's happening. One, she didn't have a bra on. There's no bra strap. You can see no bra strap. And this I actually looked for. You saw no bra strap on the back of her, and the dress was so tight that you would know she had a bra on. Nipples out, both nipples pierced, and just she was acting like it was nothing. Scripture does not say come as you are to the point where you can dress like that, because there's also scripture where it says be reverence and treat whole things that are holy as holy. Come to God with reverence. You had to know this is not a mistake. You had to know that not wearing a bra and that you're pierced up there, that this is going to happen. Why would you even want to tempt a man or woman? There's women in the church who are recovering from lesbianism and stuff. Why would you want to tempt anyone in the church by coming as you are in this fashion and dressing like this for the church to come to church? Like, you knew, you weren't ignorant of it. You knew what you were doing. Um, yeah, I just had to touch on this because I'm like, she knew this wasn't right, but she did anyway. And this is where people say, no, scripture says come as you are. No. When scripture says come as you are, it's not talking about come as you are wardrobe wise. It's talking about spiritually. It's talking about God will meet you where you're at spiritually. It's not saying you have to come holy. You have to come reverence to church. You know where you're at.